Hello friends, welcome back to This is the Police. Day number 93. Priest notes prostitution increase. Doctor, euthanasia should be personal choice. And bleh from the fact. I'm pretty much ready to completely give up on Robespierre's notes, to be honest with you. We have, as we pointed out at the end of the last episode, we've got a few tired cops. Not ideal. Let's go with this, why not? Our share of heroin, almost 12,000. We're taking it. We're taking it all. Mass riot at foundry. Several dozen workers have gone on strike over layoffs and wage cuts. For a while they were expecting someone from the company to negotiate with them, but this never happened. The protesters have armed themselves with improvised weapons and have started to break down the fence. Right. Stovall Robbins and Baloney. We'll give you God Bomber, Song, Charleston, Krause, Trevor, Griffith, and Pavlovina, and Paddy Wagon. No SWAT team, but you know, you don't need it. So we've sent 10 officers on this one, and we've left 7 behind in the station. Rape toilet. Inside a booth in a ladies' public toilet, a woman was overheard holding a man against his will and attempting to blackmail him to having sex. Crystal Harrington only vaguely made out part of their conversation and immediately ran to find a phone to call the police. Purdy, Grant, beard cell. Reporting the mass riot. With the number of officers we sent to that, to be honest, it should be fine. We just quietly gained 100 professionalism points there, across the board. 10 officers, each getting themselves 10 points. The booth was occupied by a couple who were spicing up their relationship with role-playing games and sex in public places. Another issue with the Atticus Corp. Mr. Boyd, I have the misfortune of having a family. My only daughter is marrying a complete idiot. She's requiring that the wedding take place on the roof of my skyscraper, and as soon as possible. But I want to protect my daughter from making the biggest mistake of her life. So I've organised a grand wedding and reception, and ask that you arrest the groom at the altar on some monstrous charges, like child pornography for example. Better for my daughter to survive that horrible moment of shame in front of 100 people, than live in shame every day for the rest of her life. Jesus! Yeah, I'm in. Guys, I'm not a monster. Just want you to know, right? Me, not a monster. A little bit warped in terms of morality, sure, but I'm not a monster. Thanks for your help, Mr. Boyd. Their professionalism ratings changed. I think they all went down. 2 women tried to quietly pocket some expensive jewellery at the boutique, but the guards saw everything, stopped them, and demanded they turn out their pockets. One of the women then pulled a gun from her purse and began to threaten the store's employees. Sounds like a Dream Team moment, to be honest. Hostage situation, registry office. A security guard reports that an armed man wearing a frock coat burst into the registry office. He was dragging a young girl in a white dress behind him and demanded that the staff immediately arrange their marriage. Purdy, Godbomber, Simpson, Charleston, Krause, Beardsell. In some order. And Pavlovina. Because I always forget about her. Oh no, we can't send Pavlovina. Never mind. Take SWAT team as well. I'm sure Taylor was at 250 when we got him. Meaning he went down 35. I don't know. Suspicious individual, Blitz Cafe. A waitress says that a suspicious looking man in a rumpled jacket has been sitting at a table for several hours. He didn't order anything. I brought him coffee and he just sat there staring at me. I'm afraid he's going to watch me until my shift is over. And then, it's scary to imagine, the girl stammered. Grant, Song, Pavlovina. I'm pretty sure this is nothing. The man grips the girl's arm tightly and aims his shotgun at a registry office employee. She says, "I now present you husband and wife, you may kiss the bride." You there, throw down your weapon or I'll put a hole in your suit. Sneak up behind the groom and stun him with a nightstick. Kiss her, you fool! You, throw down your weapon or I'll put a hole in your suit. Easy as pie for a task force headed up by Purdy. The robbery at the boutique is more serious than we thought. Take Griffith. Smuggling at the port, mass riot at the ice arena. We just received an anonymous call. Someone is unloading an arms shipment at the port. All the regular workers were sent home early. Or, mass riot. Without explanation, Karen Sparkle's manager cancelled the Freeburg stop on the incredibly popular singer's tour. She was originally scheduled to perform in town next month, and incensed fans have gathered at the ice arena where the concert was to be held, demanding to speak with Karen immediately. Senior guard Trevor Hernandez sent his men to calm down the crowds. But the guards were severely beaten, and the crowd has begun to break open doors and windows. How long have I got? 20 seconds. Right. We're sending 5 out to each of them. Suspicious individual report. Man in question was fired from his job today. He was just trying to collect his thoughts and figure out how to get by. Robbery. Thank you. Illegal business activities at Live Good Mini Market parking lot. We're gonna have Grant and Song back in time for this one, along with Pavlovina. Martin Coker, owner of a local grocery store, said that 2 older women with big gym bags are hanging around the parking lot selling cigarettes to passers-by. I can barely make ends meet as it is, and these hucksters are chasing away all my customers. Someone's bound to ask for backup here. Mass riot report. Okay, no one's asking for backup. 4 large men in black suits are loading boxes into a van. There are 3 more armed guards. Can you tell me where someone was handing out coupons for free pizza? You're surrounded, nobody move. Send a bullet through the van's front tire. Front tire, let's go. The men with machine guns are firing at the cops. The others quickly open one of the boxes and pull out a grenade launcher. Get in the truck and ram the sons of bitches. Hide behind the containers and return fire. Throw stun grenades and attack. Yeah, definitely. No one dead. No one hurt. Wow. Well done, guys. And well done to all of you. Terrorism at Freeburg Central Railway Station. 2 bearded men came to the train station and began to pray, then went to the different corners of the depot and took off their jackets. Witnesses report they were both wearing suicide vests. One of the attackers detonated his vest, but the second man's vest didn't work, and he fled in panic into the back rooms of the station. Fuck me! How long do we have? 15 seconds. We better hope some of these guys get back. It's going to be really touch and go. Right. We're sending everyone. Absolutely everyone we can. 9 cops in a paddy wagon. Can't send a SWAT team. Illegal business activities. That went well. Attempted carjacking. 3 new frames. You know, it might be enough. Let's have a look. Gary Poulsen, homeless. I saw a muddy young fellow wearing a hood whirling through the alley near the Fur First store. Then I got distracted. I get like that sometimes. I remember I heard some rumbling and hissing, like cars running into each other. Okay. Alina Pogremniak, victim of the theft. I had just parked my car near the Fur First shop, and a boy in a hood popped through the gate, grabbed my bag from my shoulder and disappeared. I hurried to the phone to call the police, and the damn pest must have been here hiding nearby. As soon as I stepped away from the car, he dashed inside and was off like a bolt. The very first turn he hit the fire hydrant and ran away like a cowardly dog. Okay, the car is insured, but who's going to replace my favourite Snow White handbag? White bag? Cool. The camera at the intersection shows a convertible crashing into a fire hydrant and water spraying like a fountain. A short time later, a thin hooded figure climbs from the car and runs away down the street. Traces of yellow paint on the fire hydrant. Kwek Sui Tian, passerby. I was just walking down the street when some guy in a hood came flying right at me. He was all wet, a real mess, like he was from a shipwreck. The guy ran into me hard. Almost broke my ribs. Okay. So we have Gremniak in the car. Gremniak getting out of the car. Handbag being taken. Gremniak calling the cops. Hooded guy getting into the car, hot wiring it, turning it on, crashing it. Oh, actually. No, it's going to be one or the other here. This frame might be further in. Yeah, it's likely to be here, isn't it? Yeah! The suspect is Tanner Scott, high school senior. Soaps and Sparkles Car Wash or Freeburg High School? Try the car wash. Spends all his time around cars. He's likely not at school, let's be honest. Not based on the time, because the time actually doesn't make the slightest bit of difference. Situation more serious than we thought. Well, guys, you're in luck. Because we have 5 people ready to assist you. Putting 14 officers and paddy wagon on this crime. We got him. Case closed. Beasley up to 1420 professionalism. And now our 14 officers are going to hopefully stop the terrorism. Well done, guys. Look, found explosives. To be fair, that was a train station bomber. If there is ever a time you're going to send 14 officers out to something, it's that. Ending day 93. Grandmaster Alan Bourne plays 20 simultaneous games in Park. Minesweeper, most calls are false alarms. Supposed new Neptune statue. That's a fucking Off to work then, yeah? Davenport. I'm too tired, I can hardly walk straight. Can I go home? Yes. I meant to say yes last time. You can go home now. We have... our new officer off to school. Fish something. I feel bad I can't remember his name because he's the best cop we have, but Tanner Scott turned out to be a member of a gang known as Keylesses. He could help you take down the gang if you make him an informant. Yeah, we need a CI. Why not? Jesus. Okay. Interrogate Tanner Scott. Male, 15 years old. When he was 10, Tanner Scott went skating on the frozen lake and fell through the ice. The boy nearly drowned but was rescued by a passing police patrolman. Tanner suffered quite a lot as a result of the incident. He developed chronic skin problems and increased sensitivity to temperature changes. He's from a poor family. His father a trucker who's rarely at home, and his mother is a clumsy waitress, struggling to hold down a job even at the cheap diner she works at. The boy loves cars, dreams of being a Formula 1 driver. To be closer to the coolest cars, he took a job at a car wash, where he became friends with Nina Ware, a stylish female accountant. Tanner is so attached to her, he even invited her to school for Professionals Day, but Nina didn't come. All his classmates called him Orphan and laughed. Tanner Scott has no chance of getting into a decent college. He had bad grades, no sports talent to earn a scholarship, and his parents barely make ends meet. Tanner Scott. That broken hydrant is going to cost you next time you go for a ride. Maybe try a bicycle. Why are you trying to steal a sports car? Want it to feel like a real racer? You like to play with cars? My son has a big collection of models. Want to see? Want it to feel like a real racer? You'll see me driving Formula 1 on TV one day. We've got your pimpled face on camera, there's no point denying it. Tell me about your relationship with Nina Ware. Your mother dropped everything and rushed right here from the diner. Let's finish this quickly. You don't want to get her fired again, do you? Don't bother my mum, please. We found an entry in the school magazine. Looks like Nina Ware was your guest on Professionals Day. Look, you cooperate and I would recommend you for the police academy. We've cool cars here too. Admit it, kid, or you'll find yourself in such a deep dark hole. No. We have cool cars here. I hate cops. Okay. Okay. I'll tell you everything. Cool. Thanks, Tanner. One time I saw Nina Ware steal a sweet sports car. She promised to teach me everything she knew about jacking cars as soon as I turned 18. Nina Ware. Start to investigate. Unicorns of Arcadia Gay Club. Nina Ware stole an expensive sports car from the private lot of a gay club called the Unicorns of Arcadia. We'll get everyone we can on that. Bomb threat, office building. A bearded man wearing a hood rode a bike to the office building, looked around nervously and walked into the foyer. He quietly placed a black bag behind a pillar, then disappeared. The guard tried to chase the bearded man down, but lost him on the crowded street. Hongdana, Ozaki, Sanu, Oshiro. Yep. This is the new Team Asia. And they're going to go stop the bomb threat. Oshiro, I hope you realise what you've gotten yourself in for, son. Team Asia get the best cases, but they're also the toughest ones. Okay. So Nina Ware is only a 3-frame case. Let's get pretty much all of our detectives on this. We have 11 detectives on the case. Assault with a deadly weapon, business centre. First, bomb threat, office building. The building's lobby is empty and there's a black bag near one column. Kick the package, completely evacuate the building. Carefully take the package and bring it out of the building to a vacant lot. Yeah. Inside the package, some mechanism spins up and the package starts humming and vibrating. Open the package, try to crush whatever's inside. Make sure everyone's at a safe distance. Run away from the package as quickly as possible. Everyone at a safe distance. We have a report on the radio that the suspect was spotted in the crowd outside the building. He was smiling, watching the scene, and holds something like a remote control. Take the suspect from behind, threaten him with a pistol, and take the remote control. Throw a tear gas grenade into the crowd. Grab the suspect. Yeah, let's just grab him. From behind. Give him a little love tap with the bottom of the gun. And sell explosives. Assault with a deadly weapon, business centre. The reinsurance group of Freeburg reports that several armed men have stormed into the offices and started attacking their employees. One of the men pulled out a gun and told a young employee he'd kill her unless she returned all his money immediately. Another employee called the police and says the attackers are drunk and can barely stay on their feet. Yes, they are, damn it, but that's not the point. They're crazy enough to kill someone. Take 3 good officers and 3 less good officers. Kubilius, Everts, Gorshkov, White, Alejandro and Jensen. Bit of thunder in Freeburg. Suspicious individual near the kindergarten. A cleaning lady called to complain about a suspicious man wandering around near the fence. This weirdo spent the last half hour rubbing against the fence, staring at the children. You better come and arrest him. Robbins and Dow. Pretty sure you two can handle that. Team Asia are back from their little jaunt. And Team everyone else did well on their foray into the unknown. Missing person in suburbs. We have every single one of our detectives off on another case. Armstrong and Yesel, you guys stay back. Moser and Porter, you hang back as well. Judith Moore reported to the police that her husband Eric had disappeared. She had returned home early from a business trip, hoping to surprise him, but the house had been turned upside down, and Eric was nowhere to be found. No one at work has seen him for the last 5 days. The man was very drunk and merely holding onto the fence to keep from falling. Still worth arresting, I think. Being drunk and disorderly around a fucking nursery? Unlawful assembly at a bakery. A group of drunken workers gathered at the factory entrance to protest cuts in their shift hours and other privileges. Management at the bread baking plant has ignored their concerns and are calling in the police to disperse their gruntled employees. Let's go for that. That's a good cross section. I don't think Antonashi is Asian. Okay, this is a 5 frame case. The last one we solved was an 8, so I'm less intimidated now by a 5 frame case, because the 8 frame case was actually quite simple. Illegal arms sales in the ghetto. Mrs. Wright reports that the basement of an abandoned house has become a black market for unregistered weapons. There's no machine guns, but plenty of handguns, and they're selling them to young boys. Yeah, I mean children. Well, no fucking around from us. Let's get everyone out there. Report on the unlawful assembly at the bakery, which we had a lot of people at as well. A quiet 80 points of professionalism coming in. Shooting in the city centre. Well, we're about to get 8 guys back, so you know, we should be okay for this one. Situation is more serious than we thought, requesting reinforcements. Sorry, if you'd asked a second later it would be okay. But you guys have handled it like pros. Three men were eating dinner in a small restaurant when 2 attackers opened fire on them from the street. One was killed on the spot. The other 2 hid behind an overturned table and began to return fire. Several more cars pulled up and armed men stepped out to join the shootout. One witness shouted over the phone, "There are a lot of civilians around, a lot of people injured. Hurry!" 12 seconds, not going to be enough to get the SWAT team back. Robbery at the Everyday Mall. We're going to have officers back in time for that one, so I'm less worried about that. Most of the people involved in the firefight have been killed or seriously injured. 2 men on the street continued to shoot at the restaurant. Order the suspects on the street to surrender, storm the restaurant, open fire on the suspects in the street, order them to surrender. Offender escaped. God damn. That was a big one as well. A supermarket cashier saw a young black man in a hood grab an old lady's shopping bags and run away. Kabilius, you're leading this one up with Oshiro Vasilev. Nope. You're going to take Dowell and Vasilev. You're going to take Dowell and White. Leaving Ozaki, Oshiro, and Vasilev. Honorary member of Team Asia. For this attempted murder in the suburb, a biker crashed into a truck at an intersection. Some of the biker's friends arrived soon afterwards and pulled the driver out of the truck. They're getting ready for a lynching. Can't believe we sent 8 people to a firefight and they didn't get it sorted. Missing person report? Not enough for that. But carjacking report, 3 frames, may be enough. Nina Ware is an experienced thief. She never leaves a scratch and never resorts to violence. To pass through private access areas, Nina Ware always uses fake documents. For example, a PI's license or a fire inspector's badge. The cameras around the Unicorns of Arcadia have been disabled to protect the privacy of the club's guests. Nina Ware normally uses a jimmy stick to open car doors, but this thief is quite small and agile and could climb into the cab through the opening in the trunk. Nina Ware never uses keys. Real pros don't need keys. Nina Ware listed as an accountant at the car wash. Favourite restaurant? Loves pizza. We'll give you... Who do we need to get a boost? Gorshkov could do with a boost, as could Sanu. As a just in case. Because the day's about to end anyway. Pongdana and Everts, just in case she's there. Robbins and Antanashi, rather. Get to go out to that one. Robbery at the mall. It turns out the old woman knew the young man from the neighbourhood. He's a medical student who lives nearby, was helping the woman load her groceries into her car. That's just racial profiling, dog. Thug life, yo. Wow, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, guys. Reporting the carjacking. Offender escaped. Fuck! Oh, Jesus Christ! No, Antanashi. Guys. At least it wasn't Ozaki. That day was going so well. And once again, the end of an episode has fucked us.
Who's there? Show yourself
Shit.
or I'll start popping off.
Mr. Boyd, it's me, Mr. Fry.
Didn't mean to do that.
I don't know any Mr. Fry, and if I did, I wouldn't want him coming around in the middle of the night.
Mr. Boyd, I'm a private detective. I was looking for your wife, Laura.
Right, my wife Laura. I'm looking for my wife Laura. Laura Markham Boyd. Right.
You want to throw on a robe, Mr. Boyd?
I'm not cold. So, Laura, what have you learned?
I know where she lives, who she's with. I know what her plans are. To tell the truth, I learned even more than I expected, but I can't tell you anything.
I'll keep a hold of this thing just in case. So, what were you saying?
I said I can't share this information with you, Mr. Boyd. You see, Laura... Well, let's say... Your beloved Laura is with a very wealthy man. I consider myself a good investigator, but he figured out pretty quick that I was onto him. We talked. All three of us. Me, him, Laura. And, well, we agreed that I'd stop bothering them, and in return, I'm getting a very good position in the company he owns. Mr... Oh, I almost gave the name away.
You do realize I could shoot you right here.
Well, that would hardly be fair, Mr. Boyd. I might not have come here, you know. But I decided to come clean with you, look you in the eye. I don't want you blaming Emma. She really wanted to help you. Plus, Mr. Boyd, I like you. You're a good chief of police, and I feel bad for you. So, I talked to Laura, and she'll call you when she's ready. You just need to wait a little longer, and, well, I'm not taking a penny from you for my services.
Get out. Leave the beer.
But I already drank half of it.
Don't worry, I'm not squeamish. Hey, Fry, take off your shoes.
I'm sorry?
Take off your shoes. Leave them at the door and get out.
But why?
Because when I asked you to leave the beer, it seemed like you didn't really mind. And I want you to mind. And the socks. Fine. Good night.
A little trophy. Okay, I'm very glad for that cutscene because it cheered me up a little bit after this fucking shocking end of a day we just had. So, thanks for watching, friends. This will be the last episode I record today. Been quite a few, 6 I think. But until next time, I will see you guys later on. Bye for now.